My dream is to become a registered nurse.
My dream is to pursue my career in being a PA.
My dream is to be an occupational therapist.
Al and Peggy have been very good to the minority students in the Erie Public Schools. He gives away so hard-heartedly, both of them, to all the students, and they just love it.
My dream is to become a video game designer or animator.
My dream is to work in the United Nations.
My dream is just like, I want to study to become a nurse.
My dream is to become a police officer and work for immigration.
Some of the students came from Africa, and they tell their story about being in the camps.
I was born in Zambia. I lived in a refugee camp for like almost 14 years. On my family, I'm the first one to go to college here.
These students are students who don't know how they're going to be able to afford college. And with Frederick Douglass Scholarship there, that's when they get that break.
The Frederick Douglass Scholarship is going to give me a really good opportunity to attend college, and it took a lot of weight off my shoulders.
Being able to receive this award, I'm able to pursue a career in nursing, and it also makes it a little easier to pay with loans.
He helped a lot of students out because a lot of us can't afford college on our own, and our parents can't afford it either.
Frederick Douglass was an emancipated slave who went on to get educated and to actually start his own newspaper that was promoting anti-slavery sentiment throughout the South during his time. So I think Al looked upon that as a person who was a self-made individual who went on to educate himself and become productive in society. Al is one of those people to me that recognizes that he had a certain amount of privilege just because of where he was, who he was born to, and that he wants to help other people that don't have that advantage to still have an opportunity to achieve.
It was an honor to meet the Richardsons. I was able to talk to him about my future.
When I met Mr. Richardson, he was very nice. I was a little afraid and nervous, but he understands what I wanted to do.
We talked about the future and my plans after high school.
Over the past 20 years, the Richardsons provided 259 scholarships, totaling over $500,000, which is really pretty impressive.
I've been impressed by an individual who's willing to take money out of their own pocket or savings. How many people would take 30 grand out of their pocket and put it out for a scholarship for kids that don't look like them?
I think Al and Peggy really epitomize what the Edward C. Dahl Service Award is. I mean, they are two people who give so much of their time and are so committed to the things that they have an interest in, and have been so generous to this community in all the things they do, whether it's with their time or with their money.
You can't learn about the history of the Erie Phil without coming across the names Al and Peggy Richardson. You see Peggy and Al's names start to pop up over so many things throughout the course of our history. So much of the things that we do around education wouldn't exist without what Peggy had created years ago. You couple that volunteer work along with their monetary support of helping to make these activities grow, and you have that perfect combination between a husband and a wife couple that have left an indelible legacy on an orchestra.
Two people who didn't grow up in Erie. It's pretty amazing to me that they chose to stay here and build their life here and do everything they could to make this a better community for all of us.
He's still at the scholarship committee meetings, he's still making the decisions on it, he's still giving the resources out. When at his point in time in life, he could easily say, I've done enough, I've contributed, and I'm just going to take care of me and my wife from here on out. He hasn't done that.
As a Community Foundation trustee, what I find wonderful is the scholarship fund that Al and Peggy started here. The scholarship that Doug and I started a few years ago was inspired by what Al and Peggy were doing.
Al and Peggy are one of those very rare couples who, no matter how hard you try to do it, it's impossible to say one of their names without saying the other. Al and Peggy have probably improved every corner of need that exists within the greater Erie area, whether it's social reform, the environment, education, and the arts. They've all benefited from Al and Peggy's roll up your sleeve, good work, and Al and Peggy's kindness.
Thank you for my scholarship and making my dreams come true.